What's up, everyone? How's it going? Angel from Dual May here, and we got some stuff to talk about today. Dana White just went live on Instagram. Well, it was a while ago, but I took a nap. I was working and gotta get my rest. But he just went on live, and basically a lot of stuff is going down. Big announcements for October: pay-per-view headliners, co-mains, and featured fights. Some really awesome stuff. But before we get into it, if you guys are new here, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe. We're at 400 subscribers, making the push for 500. Taking it step by step. New little guy in the block. Let's get it. With enough said, let's get started with the first thing Dana White announced, really, and that's UFC 320, headlined by not only the one of the most pound for pound greatest guys. Well, I don't know where he is pound for pound right now, but he used to be up there, Alex Pereira, in his rematch against Ankalaev for the light heavyweight belt, 205. This match has low-key kind of been cooking for a while, perhaps a little bit too late, but it's finally here. I feel like it was speculated a lot for around this time anyway. The question was for when. It was going to be Abu Dhabi, Vegas, MSG, and now we have official confirmation. Big Ank versus Pereira 2, Las Vegas, UFC 320. Was it October 4th? It's very good. I'm very excited to see how Pereira looks in this matchup. Last fight, I feel like he did a decent job at defending the grappling where nothing really happened, but he let Ankalaev win the rounds due to, just, I'm gonna say it like ring generalship, I guess, pushing the pace. Pereira was more reactive than pushing the action. And there was that big moment, I forget, it was like round 2 or 3 where Ankalaev really hurt Pereira, like stumbled him to the fence. It was pretty scary, but besides that, nothing really happened in that fight that I remember too well. Hopefully Pereira, took a long time to chill. He's looking very big. I believe literally last week he weighed in around like 240. He should be a lot stronger. Maybe it's gonna help him with the grappling. Maybe he can land something stronger, more confident. He really has nothing to lose at this point. I wonder if he loses this matchup, is that gonna be it for it? Ankalaev, is obviously going on quite the run. I think Dana White in the live stream said that he hasn't lost in 7 years, something along those lines. Shout out Paul Craig, last person to beat him. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough challenge, But if anyone can do it, it's gonna be Ankalaev. If anyone can be Ankalaev, it's gonna be Pereira. So I'm very excited to see this matchup. Should be very fun. And well, we got a couple months to wait for it. Early prediction: I'm gonna go Pereira by KO. Reason being delusion and hopefulness, But I got faith at the same time, so I'm going Pereira by KO. Let's just say he's gonna go for broke. He got nothing to lose. But on the co-main on that same fight, UFC 320, Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. Finally, this fight has been rumored. I feel like I've seen a lot of reports over here and there about Merab and Corey Sandhagen getting ready to fight. So, and coincidentally, it was gonna be the co-main too, Ankalaev and Pereira. And it's all that was true. It's the same thing happening here, and this is pretty exciting, I suppose. Is Sandhagen the most deserving in the world? Perhaps not, but who else is really up there? This is a problem we begin to run into when we have such a dominating champion. We start asking ourselves, who has he not beat, and who really can go up there? Kind of the same thing with Pantoja down at flyweight. We had to make Royval fight a third time to see if he can get the match again. Moreno's gonna have to fight another time to get the match. We just beating all these guys, and Sandhagen is a fresh face for Merab. Us diehards, I feel like we're gonna like this matchup because Corey Sandhagen can be very technical, but I'm a little bit scared because, damn, Merab is just that guy. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Corey tends to lag in these big matchups. He's never really that present and tends to choke up. I saw it in the Umar fight, I saw it in the Yan fight. I can go on, and it's just, this has to be the best Corey we've ever seen if he wants to put something crazy here. Can he do it? Of course. Merab is only human and everyone's beatable, but Merab is looking very amazing, very superhuman. So we need the best of Corey for this. and I guess I'm gonna segue that into my prediction. I believe that Merab is just probably gonna decision him, and I think it'll be a fun matchup though. There'll be some interesting striking exchanges. Maybe Corey. I respect Corey's grappling to an extent, so maybe we'll have some good scrambles here and there. But I just hope it's an exciting matchup because, you know, these guys aren't like the biggest name. I mean, Merab is pretty huge, you know, but like Corey, you know, he's like not the biggest name, you know, doesn't like to put himself out there. He prefers to just work instead of, you know, using his mouth. So yeah, that's that. And then finally the feature. I don't know if this is gonna be the feature fight, but it really should be. It's a pretty big matchup. I wasn't really expecting this, but very happy nonetheless. We have not Jamal Hill. Yuri Prochazka is back. Finally completed his college. I think just college. I don't know if he graduated, but he passed his test or whatever, and he's back to fight Khalil Roundtree. Both guys are coming off exciting wins over Jamal Hill. Obviously, Yuri had the more exciting fight, man. What a fight that was against Jamal Hill in January. He stopped him in the third round by TKO. Phenomenal. Bald-headed. Did it for his fan. Beautiful performance, man. Oh, man. January. That was a good card besides, you know, Armin pulling out. And then more recently, we had Khalil Roundtree fight Jamal Hill and just kind of bully him for 5 rounds. Wasn't the most exciting of fights, but he got the job done. And Jamal is going to take a step back and reconsider a lot of stuff, which is good. He should probably do that. But I'm very excited for this matchup, man. This is literally title implications here. The winner of this match will face either Ankalaev or Pereira for the belt. And I am so very excited for that. I don't know. I would like to see Yuri to be a champion again, you know. If the worst case scenario happens and Pereira loses again and Ankalaev needs another contender, Yuri versus Ankalaev, I think, would feed families. I think that's a pretty good matchup. We just love seeing Yuri. Khalil Roundtree wins. I mean, I guess that's something I never really considered. Ankalaev versus him again, or for the first time. Sorry. But nonetheless, it's gonna be a very good fight between these two strikers. This is gonna be a bloodbath, and I feel like the difference between this fight for Khalil between the Jamal one is that I feel like Yuri is not really ever scared to back up. He goes into the fire looking for exchanges. I love this head movement against Jamal Hill. I hope we can see something crazy here again. And my early prediction, I'm gonna say Yuri Prochazka round 2 KO, because I just feel like he's just strong, man. He's just strong. So that does it for UFC 320. Very exciting card, I'm not gonna lie. Looking very strong. I'm excited to see what else they put on this, and hopefully when it's all said and done, it's gonna be a fun night for all of us. I'm gonna probably, you know, I got that little devil on my shoulder telling me I should go, but I gotta pay my debts. I went to UFC 317. Maybe I'll make a video about that some other time. But oh man, what a time that was, man. I don't think I'll ever be able to top that. So maybe I just gotta find like another city to go to. Like maybe I like to go to New York, or I don't know where else they really be going. Los Angeles. Nah, I don't know. I've already been in Los Angeles. Something new is basically what I'm getting at. But yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting fight, man. I can't wait to watch it from home. But also, he decided to announce the main event for UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi. Same month, October, we're getting 2 pay-per-views. Pretty awesome. But at long last, John Jones, curse you, but he finally has let go of the grip he had on the heavyweight division. For 2 years now, there's not been a real title fight, I want to call it. You know, besides, you know, Aspinall versus, like the Aspinall fights low-key, because he fought the #1 contender Sergey Pavlovich, knocked him out 1 round to become the interim. Sensational. Then he fought Curtis Blades, and those for me were like the real meat and bones of the heavyweight division. Besides, you know, like John Jones, like waiting to fight Stipe for 2 years and then retiring. You know, what an absolute waste of everyone's time, and I'm very upset. Aspinall wants to have 2 fights, and now he's fighting in October, but shoot, man. But yeah, rant aside, Aspinall versus Gane. You know, I feel like all of us are like that. Maybe Gane should have done a little bit more to deserve this title fight, because it is low-key just coming out of nowhere. Especially after his last performance where even he said he lost. I don't know how you can market that real well, besides the fact that these are probably the most exciting heavyweights on the roster right now. Ciryl Gane has been at the forefront of the heavyweight division for a couple years now. This is his third title shot. And if you look at it as it is, I think he's coming off 2 wins. So, like, yes, he deserves it. It's just like a tricky situation because, you know, who do you give it to? The guy who, like, figuratively lost the match, or the guy who literally lost the match but low-key at heart deserves it in Volkov? But, you know, like, I feel like we'll complain right now, but when it all comes down, said and done, you know, we're going to be really excited to see, like, Tom Aspinall or Ciryl Gane get a knockout here. It's going to be awesome, and I think we all know that. So, hey, man, I'm just excited. This is getting some movement. I can't complain wholeheartedly. I'm just happy, man. When the UFC is actually delivering some fights, it's quite a time to be alive. Like, I think that that April to what? No, not even April. Like May to end of June fight stretch was kind of dreadful. We got International Fight Week, sensational. We just had Dustin Poirier fight, which was something we were all looking forward to. He's gone. R.I.P. my dog. And well, what else happened? Oh, we got Duplessis, Chimaev next month. So close to home, man. I'm from the Midwest, man. Chicago's right up my alley, bro. But they pricing me out, dog. I was like, if I could get some like nosebleeds for like 200 bones, I would have gone. But 500 bones, no thank you, sir. I'd rather eat some food this month, please. Very disappointed by that. Then what is it after that? September. No pay-per-view in September. We're supposed to have the Mexican one, but I believe that I forget what the stadium is called, but it's in Guadalajara. The new one that they're building, something like, I don't think it was ready yet, so they'd rather not risk it, which is fair enough. I think next year they'll definitely be there. But we have Noche UFC, John Silva versus Diego Lopez. Man, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen there, man, but I'm excited to talk about it at a later time. And now, I don't know what else is in September, but you know, be some good stuff here and there. At least we have Noche UFC to look forward to. And then October, boom, bro, exciting. And then I already know they're gonna make Islam versus JDM in November. That's gonna be sensational. And then in December, we're obviously going back to Vegas. I'm expecting at least Pantoja versus Roy Vaughn. I don't know. I don't say Roy Vaughn. What the fuck? Joshua Van. Probably one of the most exciting title fights in flyweight in recent memory. You know, like our last couple title fights has been literally, I feel like no one's been excited for them for the last like 2 years. You know, we had this ever since Pantoja Loki became champion. I feel like I haven't really been too excited, you know, to see them. I'm just like, all right, I guess that's a core one slightly, but this one is actually like, holy moly, bro, something new. So it's gonna be awesome. All that to say, man, we eating for now, bro. Let's appreciate these times. And MMA Guru puts it well, man. Like, should we really be like celebrating stuff like this? It should be the norm. But oh well, it's not. But at least this weekend we got Abu Dhabi, so that's gonna be awesome. I'll make a video about that shortly. But yeah, I've been rambling here for a little bit, but I'm really happy with these announcements. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.